Hello everyone, I'm the Mole Man and welcome back to Train Simulator. Today we are driving a Class 66 again. Did so a few weeks ago now. We were dragging a Class 213 around. But we're going to be doing another drag today, but it's a slightly different drag. It's a slightly different drag indeed. We have some Pendolino coaches. That we do. We should explain what's going on once we're on our way. So let's get the headlights on, let's get set up in here. Go, instrument lights on, headlights are already on, HUD up so you can see what I'm doing, brakes off, and go. Revving up there, and we're on our way. Excellent. So yes, we are driving some Pendolino coaches. Let's just have a look here. As you can see, Pendolino coaches. Now why am I dragging Pendolino coaches and stuff? Well, back when they were first built, they were all built as 9-car trains, and they were built, I believe it was Washwood Heath in Birmingham, at the Alstom facility there, so they were all built there initially. But then they wanted to expand the order and make some of them 11 coaches long, which of course they couldn't do once Washwood Heath shut down. So they were built over in Europe, and much like a lot of trains like the Class 700s and what else has been dragged over? The 777s, all the Stadler stuff. It all gets dragged in via the Channel Tunnel through the, from the continent and delivered by rail, and that's what happened here. So we are on the Chatham main line. We're just coming in from, we're about a mile out of Swanley or thereabouts. And yeah, this came in via the Maidstone East line, which obviously connects down to Ashford and Dollans Moor, which is the freight yard where everything from the Channel Tunnel sort of comes in. And that's what we're doing. In reality, this train will go all the way up to the main depot for the 390s. So all these coaches, 2 each, could be added to the existing 9-car fleet to make them 11 cars long. So that's what we're doing. And yeah, this is a scenario of my own creation. I remember when I first saw the video of 390 coaches going through Maidstone East, I thought that has to be a scenario, and no one had done it, so I've done it. It's not available anywhere because I've had to do some modifications, so like for this wagon that's in between here, so it can couple to the 66 to the coaches. That's something I had to do, so that means this isn't available. It's just here, which is, I'm okay with that. You can just enjoy it here. And as I say, this scenario was made by me quite a while ago. It's just been sat waiting for me to do it. So this is pre some enhancement packs coming out and all sorts. So I'm not actually sure what sort of state this scenario is in, but we're taking it to signal V135, which is in 17.6 miles. So that's not too bad. It's just a nice run. I think we go via the Catford loop, so it's just a nice run along the Chatham main line. Which should be just a nice gentle run with the Pendolino coaches in tow, which is kind of cool. I wonder if, I don't know how the scripting works within Train Sim. I wonder if they're going to tilt round corners. I mean, they're not tilting at the moment, but we're going slowly. I imagine because they're not coupled to the front of the train, they might not tilt. But we'll see what happens, I guess. We'll see what happens. So here's Swanley. As the junction to the Chatham main line continues on the left, the Maidstone East line goes off to the right, which also goes down to Sevenoaks via Baton Ball. So that's cool. So yeah, we've just got a nice simple run here, which shouldn't be too bad. Now, given how everything is with this train, we probably shouldn't go as fast as the speed limit says we can go. So we're just going to take it up to what, 60 miles an hour. Hello, Electrostar. Yeah, this is pre-Electrostar EP. So it's just default stuff running around, which isn't too bad. That's it. Do love a shed. Cola shed as well. Very interesting livery there. I like it. First screenshot of the day. You bet. You bet. Yeah, because this was dragged around by a couple of trains, I believe. Like, a 66 did it, I swear a 47 did it, maybe even a 57. lots was put to use on this service because they had to drag over a lot of coaches. I mean, this is 2, 4, 6, 8 coaches, I think. Yeah, this is 8 coaches. So this is enough to make 4 Pendolinos 2 coaches longer. I don't know how many there are actually. They're the 390-1s. Are the ones that were made 2 coaches longer. Some of them were extended and some of them were new orders, and so they had to be dragged through as well. So there were some trains that dragged an entire 11-car Pendolino along this line, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. And the timing and stuff with the scenarios just essentially made up. I thought trains usually leave Dollins more early in the morning, and I set the timetable on a modernish sort of time, I think. Like I said, it's been a while since I made this scenario. It has been through 2 reinstalls of Train Sim, like backed up and kept safe somewhere, so that's fun. That's all good fun. It's not the only scenario I've actually made and kept, so we could do some more stuff one day scenarios that I've made that have never seen the light of day. Oh, come on game. That's it. I noticed the tire loading stutters were getting really, really bad, and I thought, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. I had a look, and I had less than 6 gigabytes of space left on my Train Sim hard drive. That could have been why. That could have been why. And you think it's got to unpack the cache as it tries to load these sorts of things. I imagine it was just sort of getting a hiccup of trying to make space by getting rid of old cache to, you know, load new stuff in. I imagine anyway. I imagine that's what was going on. But it's fine. I've made a bit more room, and I've actually got a new hard drive now. I still need to put it in this computer, but hopefully that will help things a bit. It means I can at least offload some stuff from different drives, and more importantly have space for different things. That's good. Alright, we are speeding a little bit. I just want to keep it to 60 down here, because it feels like this is the sort of train where we would keep it at 60. I imagine this would have had a 5 head code, but I'm not entirely sure. Anything with coaching stock is usually a 5 or 3 head code, because it's treated as an empty stock move. Oh, come on game. As soon as I push the B key, it goes wrong. Nice. I love the sounds in this EP. It's just such a good. And that is the best 66 horn. I don't like the newer soft one that's still pathetic and boring. I like a proper. But it doesn't. I'll tell you what it doesn't beat, because we do have a couple of sheds, Class 66s, in this country that have come from Europe. I think GBRF have them. And they have European horns. I think someone's done a mod for it in Train Sim, I think. If they have, maybe I'll try and download it, see if it works. If it doesn't, then hopefully someone can make someone that works. But there are a couple of Class 66s in this country that have got Euro shed horns, as the best way of putting it, I guess. You know, European horns, which is it's just cool, because they sound so much louder than this thing, which doesn't seem possible, because this thing's deafening. But it's cool. Clag factor. Look at that. The dirtiest 66s I've ever seen have been Freightliner ones. Get the occasional Freightliner 66 down the valley. You get a lot more now, though I haven't seen them, but you do get more now, and it's just one of those things that the Freightliner ones seem to be the dirtiest ones, which is kind of fun. It obviously varies loco to loco, but I mean, generally speaking, they seem to be the dirtier ones, from my experience. Alright, there goes off a line there. I believe we're about to go around, over, up through the Orpington bit. And they're probably branching off to join up to it. I think that's what that is anyway. It might not be. We'll find out. Because that, yeah, I think that's it up there, isn't it? Is that it up there? That's the Orpington line? I think so. Yeah, that's branching off that way, when we go underneath it. It's the Orpington line, alright. Green signal still, which is good. I can't remember how much AI I put in this. I might not have even ever finished this scenario, but I just wanted to drive it, so if there's no AI, then well, we'll just deal with that. It's one of those things where it's nice to see some cool AI, but I don't need it for my driving experience. If it's not... Oh, speaking of AI, hello! 319. Screenshot with you. AP319. Screenshot time. You're hiding the coaches! You're hiding the coaches. That's cool. What a colour contrast as well, eh? Look at that. Purple and yellow and orange. Love 319s. Tell you what I do find weird though, I don't know if anyone's seen the Orion, the rail operations group Orion. It's essentially a converted 319 to use it for parcels duties essentially. But the yellow front on it is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. It really is. Because like we saw in that 319 there is an ergonomic curved shape on the front for the yellow front. But ROG, Rail Operations Group, have just put a rectangular yellow block on the front of the train. It just looks so ugly. I really don't understand what they were thinking then. Like, the rest of the train looks lovely. Got the dark blue and the different crossing lines and such down the train, but they ruined it with the yellow front. If they just got the shape right, it would have been fine. Oh well. Oh well. That's it. Alright, approaching Bromley South. Because it's not Bromley South. If anyone ever tells you Bromley South, you correct them. It's Bromley South. That's what it is. Because London, innit? That's what it is. It's just what it is. You cannot just say Bromley South. It's just not possible. It's just not possible. And if you hear someone say it, then they're clearly wrong. They're clearly wrong. Not a bad station to spot at though. Gets Thameslink and pretty much every southeastern service stops there, I believe. Right, and it's after Shortlands where we branch off onto the... Oh yeah, you can tell this is pre 465 EP as well. Bloody hell. I would have put that in otherwise. About to branch onto the Catford Loop. Oh, that was WLO and went green just as we got near it. Are we going to be following a 319 round the loop? It's a very distinct possibility, so we'll keep the brakes on for now. See what this signal says up here. What we got? Oh, it's telling us we're moving over with WLO. Hello, Electrostar. Lovely. Keep slowing it down just in case this is something to worry about. That'll do. It's just gone green as well anyway. Yes, I think we are following something around the loop, which shouldn't be too bad. Trouble is, it's a stopper, so we'll probably catch up to it a couple times. So this is the thing with when I make scenarios. I make them, and then I leave them for ages so I forget what happens. Because otherwise it's just too predictable. I don't even remember finishing it. I must have done. Because it works. For now, fingers crossed. Under we go. Quite a complicated junction, really. Double yellow. Yeah, it's definitely chasing something. Quite a complicated junction at Shortlands, but it's not too bad. And welcome to the Catford Loop. Yeah, I use the sea urchins. Is it ZCA? Something like that? Yeah, ZCA. I use that, which is kind of cool. It does the job. We don't really have that many barrier wagons and translator wagons in train sim. We've got some, but we don't have loads. Screenshot here. Single yellow as well. Keep an eye on that. Something like that, maybe. Why not? It's just such a unique train to have on this line. That's one of the things I love about it. And I swear, right, I've not been able to find... I've only ever seen one photo of it. It's like a picture of a magazine or something from back in the day. I've only ever seen that one picture and cannot find any other reference for it. So if you know, do let me know. But I swear a Class 175 has been down the Chatham main line on test runs. It was in the first Northwestern livery. I swear I've seen that photo once. I've only ever seen it once. I cannot find it again. If you know what that is, let me know, because that would be something really cool to drive down the Chatham main line. I don't know how far it went, but it'd still be cool. And it's photos like that that are the only excuse I need to run a 175 all the way down to Faversham or something, you know. It's just good fun. Inspired by true events, sort of thing. So yeah, if you know what I'm on about, let me know. If I just sound mental, then fair enough, but I swear I've seen that before. It was like a higher up shot looking down on the line with the 175. I can't be going that mental, surely. Beckenham Hill. That's it. Right, start braking. I don't know if we'll get a chance to overtake this thing. Probably not. It's probably going to... Well, if it's a Thameslink train, it'll branch off after Denmark Hill towards Loughborough Junction. And then it'll be out of our way. I also can't remember where this scenario ends. I think I know. I think I've got sort of near Loughborough Junction, maybe. I just saw it go from red to single yellow. Okay. So train's just left Bellingham. Because it's Thameslink that do... Well, in this case, First Capital Connect that do stopping services on this line. So that's something to keep in mind there. That we will be following that along the way. Alright, let's power back up. Still a bit of brake on. That's it. Quite a murky day, but then again, in the footage I've seen of these runs, it was a murky day, so it's pretty appropriate, really. Although I don't mind changing the weather in scenarios sometimes, like especially if I'm going to record it, because I don't want something to be like rainy, 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 overcast, overcast, overcast. I like showing stuff off in good light sometimes, you know. So sometimes if I download a scenario and it's like, and the weather's terrible, I sometimes change it. Still doing alright. If it changes to double yellow, then we're winning. No? No. Okay. Let's keep crawling then. Crawling with the Pendolino coaches. AWS, got it. So glad that external alert was there. I do like Pendolinos. They're very cool. And look good in the Vanti livery as well. I definitely look good in it. I'm hoping if we crawl this, the train will get ahead of us and we won't have to worry about it anymore. I'm going uphill though. Get a screenshot up here shortly. There's the reds. How much brake am I putting in? Okay then. Let's try and crawl towards the signal. There, just changed. Got it. Screenshot time. We'll get a couple around here. I do like the Catford loop. It's good for screenshots. There's lots of screenshot potential up there. You go on lots of curves and such. Join up with different lines. Look, crossing over another line here. Well, game, come on. There we go. Look at that. Nice. I want to get another fly past shot. One that's a bit more better location than that. Something like this is perfect. Game! My goodness! Oh, I did tile loading stutter as soon as I moved the mouse. That feels like a more serious issue than just the mouse doing tile loading stutters. It really does. It really does. Here we come. Nice. Do love a good drag. Drag scenarios are some of the best. Clear that. I do hope it's single yellow. It's double yellow, even better. I think it means we can get another fly past. Because we've got loads of manoeuvring room. Do something here. Yeah, why not? Might as well enjoy the tilt whilst we can. Well, the very slow tilt is the track super elevation that's actually helping us do this, but it looks like we're tilting. Clear that. Screenshot. Look at it. It's so cool. It makes me wish there was a third rail version of the 390. That would be cool. Oh, perfect timing. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I can't see what I'm doing now. I know there's a single yellow. Next time the AW West goes off, it could be a red, but we're just crawling at the moment. But that was a nice shot. That worked out very well. Glad about that. Alright, how are we doing? Alright, stop. Stop. Oh, no, don't stop. It just changed. Oh, the signals. They're teasing me. They're teasing me. Still, that crawl was probably worthwhile then. If we were going any faster, then... Come on, game. If we were going any faster, then we would have had to stop here. Forward thinking. That's what I like. That's what I like. Alright. Stop at Crofton Park, apparently, then. Yeah, if you're a passenger train that stops on the Catford loop, it takes forever. If you're a freight train stuck behind a passenger train on the Catford loop, it's a nightmare. Southeastern, the only ones that get a straight shot through here, pretty much, because they do non-stop. Well, most of the time. Get the occasional Southeastern service that does stops along here, I believe. That'll do. And Crofton Park, isn't this where South London Network territory starts? I believe so. Like the Catford Loop is included in South London Network as far as Crofton Park, I think. So we've got a single yellow, which is okay. There's no one here. It's dead quiet. I mean, it is 7 in the morning. Just silently rolling through. Oh, double yellow, very nice. We'll keep it around 20 miles an hour or so. We're going uphill now. Listen to that. Awesome. 5.6 miles to go. should have a single yellow up here. Game. Oh, goodness. Tire loading stutters, man. It happen every time. I swear it's just train sim being laggy for the sake of, for old time's sake, essentially. Reminding me of the laptop days. That's the line for to London Bridge, isn't it? I think so. I think it is. Single yellow, yeah. AWS button's certainly getting a workout in this one. I've seen a lot of people moan about this AWS button, saying that it's not worth it, that you're paying 30 quid just to replace the Q key. To that, I say wrong. I say wrong. Because it is more than just a Q key. It's an immersion factor. It does more than a Q key ever could for your immersion, because it looks and feels like an AWS plunger, which a Q key doesn't. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And I've seen people say it's not worth it, etc. But it's like, these things come along for train sim, and all people do is moan about them. But look at how much some of the peripherals for flight simmers and truck sims and farming sims, look how much they cost for even the simple things. It's a little bit ridiculous to be picking on the train sim side of things just because it's new. Like, I've had the rail driver, but this is different. This is practically full-size AWS button that feels like one. The rail driver had a tiny little simple alert button thing. That's not. It's just not the same. It's not the same. That was essentially a miniaturized train cab that was in the same sort of shape as a keyboard. But train cabs aren't like that. They're like cockpits and, trucks. There's lots going on. And that's what these things try to replicate, and I love it. Like, yes, it was 30 quid, but I'm going to get good value out of it. I mean, just go through my videos. How many times have I hit it already? If you want to be that sort of scientific about it, how much is each hit worth? Well, come on, game. That one lasted longer. That was probably worth even more. But it's the same as when people moan about route cost versus length. It's like, value is subjective. A 200-mile route and a 20-mile route could cost the same amount of money, but if you drive the 20-mile route a lot more than the 200-mile route, then which one's more value to you? So just putting something into perspective, it's like, oh, you're paying, that much for this many miles, yeah, but if you drive it twice, you've suddenly doubled your value. Drive it again, even more value. It's just one of those things that I don't get the argument. And it's the same with this button, really. If that immersion factor is something you're looking for, then be prepared to pay for it, really. Because these things aren't cheap to manufacture or anything like that. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Because speaking of peripherals, I've got... Oh, hello! I'm looking forward to the other ones that are coming along, like the combined throttle brake, and I really want to get some more flight sim stuff. I've got a joystick, but I'm waiting. I've owned two joysticks in the past, and neither one of them have given me that feeling that I'm connected to the aircraft, which is a little bit odd. I just don't feel connected to the aircraft, so it's a bit weird to try and use. The most I've ever felt connected to an aircraft was with an Xbox controller, which flight simmers will probably scream at me for that, but it's just the way it is. That's the way I feel I've got more control, so I'm trying to find the right peripheral for me. I'm thinking it might be a yoke, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, at the time of recording, flight sim isn't out yet, because I'm getting ahead of myself, but once it is, maybe my opinion on that will change, or maybe I'll find the right thing for me. Who knows? Who knows? But I've never been the biggest fan of recording massively far in advance. But it's only because videos get out of date very quickly. But there's not really much you can do about it. Like, if I've got the time to record, you know, I don't want to just record and upload straight away, because I want that backlog so I can do other stuff. But it does mean that these videos are a little bit out of date. But it's not the end of the world, I guess, is it? It's not the end of the world at all. Alright, clear that. Next one is going to be on a downhill, so we're going to be careful. Very careful. Approaching Denmark Hill. Not far to go now. Not far to go at all, really. But at this speed, it's still going to take a short while. I mean, I estimated this scenario to take 40 minutes. So we'll see how that plays out. See if my estimations were correct. Done what, half an hour so far? Yeah, that's not too bad. Is that our single yellow down there? I think it is. So, and hopefully, if it's the 319 in front of us, it should be out the way very shortly. Power up a tiny bit. Double yellow. Can't go green, I dare ya. Denmark Hill. What a station it is. It's just quite grand. I've been through loads of small stations, but then you've got Denmark Hill, which is just quite large in comparison, like, because you've got more tracks coming in. It's a very nice looking station, really. See, that's just cool. And I can't tell if they've just nicked the Chatham building and put it on there, or if they just use the same building in real life, because Southeastern, they might have done that. You know, sort of reused architecture, but that does look like Chatham. But then again, the Chatham building also goes over the tracks, so maybe it is the same sort of design. Because Kent Coast Electrification project would have meant that most stations along the Chatham main line were upgraded at the same time. I think Swanley Station was rebuilt and resited, and a lot of stations were expanded, so it's very likely that some stations would have the same design because they were all upgraded at the same time. It's not like these days where, take a look at the Elizabeth line, for example, or Crossrail, for those of you who are offended by the term Elizabeth line. Every sort of station's got its own little unique thing. But back in the day, it wasn't really a thing you'd get, because they just build it, get it ready, go now. It's kind of the attitude we still need, really. We need, like, detailed and, you know, quick. That's what we need. That's what we need. Yeah, so the 319 would have gone that way. There's another one sat there on the platform as well. That's Loughborough Junction. It's kind of cool. Because up that way is Elephant and Castle. And then down that way is Herne Hill. Alright, brake, downhill. That's it. Go over Brixton, I believe. Either over Brixton or just past Brixton. I think we're going past Brixton, actually. Over Brixton would be this line up here, where that network currently is. How am I doing brake-wise? Just a little bit on. Just a little bit. Smidge of brakes. Practically nothing. Still slowing down. Tiny bit less. That's it. Holding 18 now. Hello, networker. I would have replaced you if I remembered, but I clearly made this scenario a long time ago. I'm still going to get you in the shot though, aren't I? Because it'd be wrong of me not to. Excellent. Where are you going? Charing Cross. Ah, I doubt that. That feels to me like I haven't set them up properly, because that's the way I do scenarios. Who even needs stuff to be, like, destinations to be realistic? I mean, seriously. When I'm making a scenario, that's the sort of detail that I really don't care about. Like destinations on the AI, that's not something I need to worry about. Oh, nice. I thought that red wasn't for us then, or that red was for us, but it's not. We've got the green in front of it. So that's fine. 2 miles to go. You may think that's a passenger, but it's not. There's a couple statues here at Brixton, which just stand there forever in terrifying fashion. There's another one up there. So yeah, that's fun. Alright, power up again. Oh, come on. Come on. There we go, right. Ah, love it. Keep powering up. Soon go to 45. Might actually be a chance to get up to speed again before we end today. We shall soon see. Give it everything we got for as long as we can give it. Go, 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 go. That's it. Get us up to speed. Go along for a little bit longer. Yeah, I know where we're stopping now. Because there's so many different routes in London and around this sort of area, it's always difficult to remember where they all end. Because on another route, there'll be this section that keeps on going to another place of London, etc. So it's a bit tricky remembering sometimes where every single route goes, but I think we take this almost to Latchmere Junction. Because yeah, we're going via the Chatham reversible. Yeah. Let's put a bit of brake on, we're going downhill. Oh, come on, game. That's it. Bit of brake for downhill. Let's take the edge off, so hopefully we don't start speeding. Because we're still being pushed by the rear of the train. And over we go. So this is the reversible. I swear the lines on our right are called the Atlantics, but I'm not entirely sure about that. I think they are. That's it. Bloody hell. Right. I wasn't really paying attention, and this 20's come up real quick. So let's slam the anchors on as we are. And get as close to 20 as we can. 30? I'll live with 30. I mean, these Pendolino coaches are designed to be faster anyway, right? So if they can't handle that, then what? You know, they're not going to do very well, are they? That's it. That's it. That's power station, the distance there. Iconic in every regard. Apart from the fact they've built bloody high rises around it now. Ah, progress. Don't you just love it? This is Stewart's Lane, I believe. Orient Express is kept here, Gatwick Express, all the Express. And Clan Line as well, I believe. There's our signal. There's not much further to go. You can see the Brighton main lines up there. I'm going to just pop onto that quickly, and that's not far from where we're going to stop. Because in reality, this would go on for many more miles. It'd probably actually go all the way up to Manchester. I believe that's where the main depot is for the Pendolinos. I believe it's outside Manchester. So that would be where this train goes all the way to deliver these coaches. That's Manchester sounds right. It does sound right. But we're just going as far as here today because this is where the Chatham main line runs out. Well, we're not even on the Chatham main line anymore, but it's where the route runs out. Yeah, so if we kept on going that way, we'd join up to the Brighton main line. But if we go this way, this gets us through to the junction, which lets us go onto the West London line. So that's kind of how this goes. But we stop it here. Let's pretend our driver hours are up. Let's pretend that something went horribly wrong and our driver hours are up. So someone needs to come on, take over this train from us, and we just leave it here. I've made that stopping point absolutely minuscule, so this is going to be good fun. Could always just stop directly in front of it, and then it wouldn't actually end the scenario. But we're going to be on it. Stop! Here we are. That has been a run in a scenario of my own creation, delivering some Pendolino coaches, which is something nice and unique. I thought not seen anyone do that before, so I thought let's do it. Let's do it, and do it. We did. So that's been that. Excellent. I completed my own scenario successfully. Good. Good. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that indeed. So thank you very much for watching this one, and I will see you in the next video.